Everyone talks about confidence, but few understand what it actually means. Most think it's about walking into a room and taking over. Flashy suits, loud voices, big energy, but confidence isn't noise. It's quiet, it's calm, it's unbothered, and that's exactly what detachment builds inside you. Not indifference, not emotional coldness, but the kind of self-respect that doesn't beg for attention, doesn't chase validation, doesn't fold under pressure. That's what makes a man powerful. That's why detachment is the ultimate flex. Don't confuse detachment with apathy. This isn't about giving up on people, mind, or goals. It's about giving up the need to control things you were never meant to control. When you release attachment to outcomes, you free your mind from anxiety. When you stop tying your self-worth to someone else's opinion or reaction, you reclaim your personal power. And in doing so, you become magnetic, because nothing is more attractive than a man who is centered in himself. Think of someone who walks into a room and doesn't try to prove anything. He doesn't dominate the conversation. He doesn't need to be the loudest or the smartest. He listens. He observes. He carries stillness. And yet, everyone notices him. That's not accidental. That's the effect of detachment. That's inner gravity. And Stoicism teaches you how to cultivate that without faking it. When you're attached to how people perceive you, you become a slave to their reactions. If they like you, you're up. If they withdraw, you're down. If they criticize you, you doubt yourself. But if you train your mind to detach from perception and root into principle, none of that shakes you. You no longer need external praise to feel valuable. You validate yourself by how you live, not how you're seen. That's a radical shift, because most men live in reaction mode. They overthink every message, panic over delayed replies, seek approval from bosses, partners, even strangers. But approval is addictive, and anything you're addicted to controls you. Detachment breaks that cycle. It reminds you that attention is nice, but not necessary. That connection is beautiful, but not owed. That love is powerful, but not your identity. Let's make this practical. Detachment means when someone pulls away, you don't chase, you don't spiral, you observe, you breathe, you focus back on your mission. If they come back, good. If not, better, because now you have clarity. Detachment means when someone disrespects you, you don't need to clap back. You maintain your composure. You let silence say, "What ego wants to scream?" Because your peace is more important than your pride. And here's what's wild. The less you need people to validate you, the more they respect you. Because people don't admire neediness. They admire boundaries. They admire standards. They admire a man who knows what he stands for and doesn't fold for attention. Detachment doesn't make you selfish. It makes you sovereign. It puts your emotional destiny back in your own hands. Most conflict in life is rooted in attachment. We're attached to being understood, so we argue. We're attached to outcomes, so we suffer. We're attached to timelines, so we rush. But when you detach, you allow space for things to unfold. You're still intentional, you still care, but you're not controlled by it. You're not desperate. You trust the process. You trust yourself. This is emotional mastery, and it's built daily. You practice by noticing when your mood is being dictated by something outside your control. You pause. You reflect. You remind yourself what's actually yours to hold. Then you release the rest, not with bitterness, but with grace. Because letting go isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's trusting that what's meant for you will stay, and what's not meant for you will teach. And yes, people will misunderstand you. Yeah, they'll think you're distant, cold, uncaring. That's okay. Let them. You're not here to be understood by everyone. You're here to be aligned with your purpose and your peace. If someone truly values you, they'll feel the depth of your stillness. They'll sense the strength in your boundaries. They'll respect the clarity in your choices. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to defend your detachment. Your results will speak louder than your words ever could. Detachment is also about not over-identifying with failure or success. You win? Great. Celebrate, then get back to work. You lose? Learn, then get back to work. Either way, your identity doesn't swing. You stay consistent. That's power, that's reliability, that's leadership. You become the kind of man others can lean on. Not because you carry their weight, but because you carry your own so well. You don't panic under pressure. You don't fold in silence. You don't seek attention to feel alive. You bring presence into every room without saying a word, because you've built that presence in solitude. Solitude is the forge of Stoic detachment. In silence, you meet yourself. In stillness, you face your shadows. In discipline, you build your voice so that when the noise of the world comes, it doesn't drown you. You've already made peace with who you are. A detached man is not unreachable. He's just not desperate. He's not cold. He's clear. He's not careless. He's careful with his energy. He doesn't give it to chaos. He doesn't chase what doesn't reciprocate. He doesn't perform to be liked. He lives to be aligned. And that alignment, that congruence between your values and your behavior, is what builds unshakable respect from others, but more importantly, from yourself. So if you've been feeling unstable, over-attached, emotionally drained, take this as a signal, not to run away from emotion, but to master it, to choose detachment, not as escape, but as elevation, to pull your energy back, to sit with yourself, to rebuild. You don't need to chase anymore. You don't need to explain. You don't need to fight to be seen. Just be, fully, consistently, calmly. The right ones will feel it. The wrong ones will fade. And you'll stay grounded. You'll stay growing. You'll stay free. That's the way of the Stoic. That's the real meaning of power.